Oh shit, it's episode 10. DJ Khaled, yo, all I do is win. Give me the ball, I'm about to spin. You know I'm about to go smoke on the 2020 twin. Take it away, Mike.
No bars, bro. You know this. I got no bars for you. But this is a very special episode. What number are we on, JB?
10, big fella.
Number 10. We made it. Double digits. We're here now.
All right, just so y'all know, it's 10 to get in. I'm about to win by 10. I'm going with the win by 10. I should be a poet, bro.
10-10 on you.
Titty, bitch! Oh! Get this thing started.
Set that lob up for you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You gotta watch Hulu, American Saga, bro. It's the whole WuTang story. It's fire.
It's on Hulu?
It's on Hulu, bro. It's a great watch. It left more to be desired, so I hope there's another season coming out, but it was meh. But the entire series is fire.
So is it a show that's based on them? Like, are they as the members of WuTang actually in the show? Or is it more like a kind of like someone's representing,
They all have people representing them. So like Dave East is in it. Dave East is Method Man. Joey Badass is in it. Joey is Inspector Deck. So it's fire, bro.
And what was it called again?
It's called The American Saga.
I'm gonna check that
Or
out.
An American Saga. Yeah, An American Saga. But yeah, that's what you get, Mike, man. You get the members of the Wu-Tang Clan when you ask for knowledge from JB. So you're welcome.
Hey, you learn something new every day.
Hey, man, you got to learn something every now and then. And I got all this vast knowledge. I figured, let me bless my young Padawan. You know what I mean?
In this situation, the hip hop world, yes.
Hey, find my Timbs real quick, man.
Who?
Find my Timbs real quick, bro. I got a pod. I got a pod to get to, man. I can't do it without my Timbs. You know that.
You got to stomp the yard out here?
Hey, fun fact. Every episode, I'm wearing Timbs.
Why?
Obviously, y'all can't see them, but Mike can vouch for me. Don't I come in with the Timbs on every week?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
You never believed in
Plead
my
the
dream.
fifth.
All right, man. But let's get started with something that has taken the whole internet by a storm, bro. Your boy. That ain't my boy. Your boy. Danny Green blew it the other night, man. Wide open three. Literally, when you see it on Twitter, like so many people just posted the screenshot of like the distance between him and any Miami Heat player on the entire court. He was wide open. Like, yo, give me that. Stop paying Danny Green and start paying JB. Give me that. That's money.
At this point, I think there's a lot of people who would have hit that shot. I was watching videos of Sway Lee hit threes.
Wait, Sway Lee?
Yeah, Sway Lee.
Sway Lee a hooper?
Apparently. I'll show you that in a bit. But, yeah, that was a horrible shot. I think the funniest thing I saw was people were saying that they even had Miami defense social distancing, and he still missed a shot. But, I mean, that just sucks because Danny Green has had a horrible playoffs or horrible time in the bubble in general.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, I mean, there's in sports, you can see when somebody's confident. That guy has zero confidence in his shot right there.
Yeah.
I think if it was up to him, I feel like he wasn't aware of how much time he had. But if he was aware he had more time, I think he would have passed the ball.
Mm-hmm. I think Laker fans are just kind of making this a bigger deal than what it is because they're wearing the Kobe jerseys. And, like, they all see the Kobe jerseys as, like, really sacred. So, they don't factor in the pressure. It was a lot of pressure with that shot. It's the end of the game. LeBron just drove and dumped it out. Like, there's pressure. You're wide open. It's silent because there's no crowd. That's a tough shot to hit in the clutch.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's a tough shot to hit. But when you're at the professional level and you're potentially going to shoot a game, I think there's more pressure on the fact that it's a game winner. Like, if you win, you guys are champions. It's done. But I think in that situation, I don't think Danny Green should have been on the court in that given situation.
Danny Green ain't clutch enough for that three?
Obviously he didn't, but I think when you look, I mean, Danny Green is well aware of the internet and Twitter and everything. So he's been getting hate.
He is, at least.
At least now we know for sure. But he's been getting hate all bubble long, I guess, what you call it. Not season long, but bubble long, where he's just been missing his shots. And he hasn't been able to hit his shots. And at that point, it becomes a mental game and you have no confidence. So when someone gives you the ball, and like you said, you have all this additional pressure on top of everything that's going through your mind, I just think as a coach, I wouldn't have had them in that situation.
Okay.
I think if it's up to me, I think with the confidence that Caruso has been showing, I would have had Caruso on the floor instead of Danny Green.
Caruso for the three? That don't even go in the same sitting.
No, not for the three, but just in general on the court. So I'm not saying I put Caruso in that position to take the shot, but I'm saying I have him on the floor just in case, he has an open shot because the 2 would have won it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It was a 1-point lead. So
Yeah.
they went for the 3 and they still had, a good, I think it was a 4 or 5 seconds on the clock. So I don't really necessarily know. I mean, obviously as Danny Green, I mean, you're a hooper, so you want to take your shots. And if you hit a 3, you're probably, I mean, that's going to be a huge 3. You just won, the LA Lakers, their championship. But I didn't like the decision to have him on the floor just because, his whole bubble experience.
Does Danny Green need his bullseye tattoo removed?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's excessive. I think he just needs to, I don't know, this offseason really go through what he's doing mentally and clear everything up top. Because once he goes up top, Danny Green prior to this year have been relatively good, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's had a good career so far. And he's still young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he still has, definitely some time on the clock. But it's one of those things when you're in your head mentally as an athlete, no matter what sport it is, I think there's just so much more going on than just, you and that shot, no matter the sport.
Okay. I agree, bro. Danny Green is 33 years old. But I think a lot of things factor into his situation because, when he was really a baller, he was on the San Antonio Spurs a real low-key team. They always do great, but they're very low-key as far as being in the limelight and being superstars and being like these big, flamboyant types. Since he came from that organization, I feel like he expects basketball to be a certain way, and now that he's in the LA circuit, that he's getting a lot more limelight than he may be used to. So taking this shot, it comes with a lot of pressure.
Yeah, definitely. I like what you used there. You mentioned the limelight because, I don't know, maybe it's just the Spurs culture or whatever, or Pop was doing down there. That's Greg Popovich, right?
Yeah, Greg.
Yeah, so whatever Pop was doing down there in San Antonio, I think a lot of times his players take that because how many times, I mean, when was the last really out there player that was a superstar that was just always out there and super vocal in San Antonio?
Maybe DeMar DeRozan, barely.
Maybe, but like you look at Duncan, you look at I forget the other guy, Ginobili. You look at all those
Tony
guys,
Parker.
and they were real humble. They just hooped. Dead. I mean, they were like borderline mute. They're dead silent. And you think about it, well, maybe not mute, but you look at Kawhi, and Kawhi came from that same place. And I guess there's a lot of athletes that don't like going to like the Dodgers, different sport, or the Lakers because it comes with a specific lifestyle, Hollywood lifestyle. Everything you do is on the clock. There's pressure because one of the biggest fan bases. So I don't know. So now that you bring it up, I think it's just a lot of external pressure mixed with what's going on with him. So I don't know.
All right, man. Fuck all this analytical breakdown and shit. Let's get to the jokes, dog. This Danny Green, he blew it. All right. Did you see the RDC World video?
All
right. I should play it for you just so you can see it, bro. You want to see it?
Pause it.
Bro, all right. Here we go. RDC World and their NBA memes kill me on a weekly basis. Like, first with the LA Clippers, Doc Rivers, cussing out the whole team.
I know what you're talking about.
This time with Danny Green and LeBron. Oh, shit. This is the funniest thing ever.
You were scared before you got the ball. No. Well, okay, one more, keep going. Where you? Who you throwing the ball to, Rakeem? Huh? I was wide open. Who was you throwing the ball to?
All right, my bad. I made a mistake. I tried to throw an alley and y'all wasn't there. But look, you're not gonna be putting your hands on me any type of way, or you're gonna have to see me real shit.
Hey, that's the funniest part for me, bro. Because the Morris brothers, they the tough guys like the NBA. So when he start pressing this issue back, and LeBron look at him like, it don't mean nothing to me, bro. You can get this strangle real quick. That's the funniest part of the whole video for me, bro. But do you feel like maybe Morris has dodged a lot of the flack that he should be getting for that dumbass pass after Danny Green missed? After
rewatching that, yeah, because prime example, I forgot about his dumbass pass after that.
Yeah, that shit was trash.
That was just horrible, like just straight up. So Danny Green misses the 3. That was after, right?
Yeah.
That was after the fact.
Mhm.
That was just, I don't know. At some point, I think clock awareness is something that a lot of athletes forget. I mean, and it's easy to forget. I mean, it shouldn't be, but with all the pressure that's going on, I mean, that was just a fucking horrible pass. But it is overshadowed by Danny Green's missed 3. Because if he hits that, I mean, they're up by 2 at this point.
Mhm.
So you don't know what happens or how the game ends. But yeah, that was fucking horrible. But it is overshadowed by Danny Green.
All right, man. Well, we got Jimmy Buckets tonight. All right. So at the recording of this video, at the recording of this podcast, tonight is the night for Game 6. We got the Heat with 2 wins. We got the Lakers with 3. Is tonight the night the Lakers seal the deal?
What do you got?
Dang, I said that whole question for you to ask first. I ain't trying
But
to
I
catch
thought-
it straight.
I'm trying to think about
You know
it.
how the Lakers fans feel about me. I come on here on a weekly basis and defend my honor.
That is
The
true.
Lakers fans hate me. But I want the Heat to win tonight because I want to see a very interesting Game 7. And overall, I want the Heat to win because I'm an underdog lover. I love me an underdog story. So if the Heat come back and win this entire season, dog, that would be incredible because this is LeBron's for the taking. So if we see anything interrupt that, oh, you better believe it's going in the history book.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to go in the history book. I don't know, because I feel like I want to see the Lakers end it today, but it's concerning if I always love a good series, no matter what it is. I love a winner go home, last game of the series. Someone's got to do it, you know?
Yeah.
But my concern, if the Heat win today, that's 2 in a row for them, and at that point, all the momentum's on the Heat side for Game 7. So if I'm the Lakers, you got to end it tonight. Should have ended it Friday, but it has to end tonight for the Lakers. Otherwise, momentum's fully on their side because you go down 2 games after being up, what? Was it 3-0 or 2-1?
Yep, 3-1.
3-1, yeah. And I think there was only one team that's blew a 3-1 lead before, right?
You could say their names, Mike.
Golden State.
Like, oh, you mean in the finals?
Yeah.
What
What was you talking about?
My Nugs, we did it twice this playoffs.
Oh,
my bad.
I'm talking about finals. But yeah, y'all did.
Playoffs?
Yeah.
All right, but you know what I want to check out is Anthony Davis. Is he injured today?
They said he's good to go.
All right, he says he has a heel contusion, and if Anthony Davis is out of these finals, this shit is over, bro. I'm giving it to the Heat straight up.
I agree with you, but I don't think he'll play through it no matter what it is.
Okay.
Unless he's actually like torn something or something's ruptured or something like that, he'll play through it.
Okay.
Because there's no way. Because I think he's the key to the game at this point.
Any prediction of him looking slow today?
I think he'll get off to a slow start. I mean, the first half, I'm not expecting too much from him because I mean he's still obviously dealing with something. But I think fourth quarter, third quarter, he'll pick it up.
God damn it.
All right, man. Moving on. Dodgers.
Yes, sir.
Where do I begin, man? That's your team, your beloved, man. But I got to take my hat off to them and let them know that they're doing something real ill this series against the, don't tell me, Atlanta Braves.
There you go.
Hey.
There you go.
Yeah.
Learning something here.
Picking it with Mike. It'll do it to you, man.
Picking it
It'll
up
do it
here.
to you, man. But, yeah. Apparently, they're having a tailgate party in the parking lot with a big screen showing the game. How do you feel about this? Do you think this is something that's going to promote COVID even further, or is this something that we all need at a time like this?
I think at this point, any large gathering, no matter where it is, something that's a concern for COVID. I personally wouldn't attend. You can't give me free tickets to show up. I'll tell you that. But I don't really think that it's needed. But then again, they're also allowing fans to attend the actual game. So for this series, the championship series, you can buy tickets and actually go inside the stadium and watch the game like you normally would.
Oh, what?
So they're having the tailgate outside. I'm guessing if you didn't get tickets, I don't know. I saw a couple tickets going for like the 130s range, but I don't know. I'm not sold on the tailgate. But if I did have tickets, I would go to the game. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Have you ever tailgated before?
Yeah, for football.
Tailgate is fun as hell, dog.
It depends.
It set the tone. Like, if you have a good tailgate, this game is
there
about
you
to
go.
be fire. Like,
Keyword: if you have a good tailgate,
True.
because you got to start the tailgate off. I mean, it's just drinking until game time, so you can't go too heavy. So it's not Modelo's. You got to do it light. So that's when your hard seltzer comes in. And if the food isn't good, the game ain't gonna be good. That's just the way it goes.
The tailgate is no time for experimenting. Go for what you know, man.
Yeah,
Don't
play
be
it
trying to
safe.
add new spices to the ribs and all that. No, bro.
No, save that for
Regular.
Monday. Don't do that. Don't do that on Sundays. Do what you know and do it well. But yeah, man, these Dodgers, they've been killing it. They just went in and went ahead and swept the San Diego Padres, who everyone's expecting to be a good series.
Mhm.
But the Dodgers are really, they're on a tear right now. And I think one interesting point that I want to note is the Dodgers have been very confident and real humble. So they
Oh.
swept the Padres,
Uh-huh.
and they really hardly even celebrated on the field. 'Cause
Oh man.
I think it's on that same mentality to where they know they're all on the same page right now, where they have one goal. I think their superstar Mookie Betts said this is one of the best teams he's ever played on. Their coaches said it. Members of the coaching staff,
Mhm.
everyone's all on board. So I think when you have a team that's all on the same page and you're all clicking and doing your job as individuals and as a team, I think you're gonna go far.
Okay, good people. Let me tell you all a little something about my co-host here, man. This week, Dodgers beat the San Diego Padres. And, I'm scrolling the interwebs. I'm all on Instagram, looking at the babes, looking at the art, looking at the various hip-hop industry postings I get. And you know what I stumble across?
What you got?
Something hilarious and sports-related,
Oh,
I stumbled across a Dodgers San Diego Padres meme. It was like two wrestlers. One's on like the top of the Hell in a Cell cage, and he like slams the other through like this table down at the bottom. One's representing the LA Dodgers, the other the San Diego Padres. Let me tell you something about my co-host here, man. I send it to my guy. He left me on scene, man. All right, it's out. It's out there now. Now they know. Pod over.
Oh, my
Pod
goodness.
over, Mike.
and he's back. There we go.
I'm taking my dignity with me.
Oh my goodness.
You see this man, Mike? Is this your king?
Yes, sir.
Nah, I'm playing with you, dog.
Yes, sir. Nah.
I never take offense when anybody leaves me on scene. I just thought it would be hilarious for the pod. But how do you feel about the Dodgers' chances of winning the whole thing this season?
I think okay, so I think the Braves should be a breeze. I mean, they got some really good offense, or some superstars on there. I don't know if they can really put it together against the Dodgers. Dodgers have had a nasty bullpen. Which is rarely, you can rarely say that. The Dodgers historically in the last 10 years have had horrible bullpens that always blow the game.
Mhm.
So this year it seems like they finally put the pieces to the puzzle and everything's clicking. So they're taking the right steps and they're on their way. So I think the Braves should be not a cakewalk, but I feel like it should be a good test, but something that they're able to do. They should be able to do fairly routinely.
Okay.
But in the American League, we have the Astros, who nobody wants to see advance, and I'd be pissed if they advance. But I'm more concerned about the Rays. The Rays have had a lot of huge performances from stars or not stars, but young players who no one really knows about. And they've really, really put their bullpen. I mean, the Rays have had amazing starting rotation and a bullpen so far. So I think if it ends up being in the World Series, Dodgers-Rays, I really don't know who to call.
Mm.
Obviously, I don't want to say the Dodgers, but I don't know who to call because it's that evenly matched up, I would say.
Okay. All right, well, man, before we wrap things up here today, I got to ask you two very important questions. Completely different from each other, but first, who's your favorite superhero?
I've always got to go with Batman, but that one's kind of, I guess, mixed responses because
That's
Batman
some
doesn't really
Reggie.
have superpowers, technically.
That's some Reggie.
That's what I'm saying. So it gets mixed reactions because technically he don't really have the powers, but Batman's the shit. So
I regret asking the question. Moving on.
see, there we go. That's what I'm saying. We get these mixed responses. What you gonna tell me? Superman?
No, that's trash too.
Don't
That's
tell me
trash.
Aquaman.
Spiderman, dog. You know the vibes.
And
You know the vibes, dog. Spidey all day.
look, see, okay, so what's your argument against Batman?
Spider-Man will whoop that ass.
Why though?
Not only does he actually have powers, but he has every counter to Batman's arsenal.
All right, so here's my rebuttal to that. Our generation grew up watching the Spider-Man where he got bit and then he actually turned his DNA changed.
Yeah,
The
that's
new
every Spider-Man.
generation doesn't know about that. New generation of
Spider-Man?
Spidey, he never even got bit. The new
Huh?
Spider-Mans, he's all gadgets.
No, that's only the webs that shoot out his hand.
So
Don't
what's-
make me get my nerd bag.
so
I
what's-
got one. Just in case you wonder, I got a whole nerd bag.
All right, so here was just my rebuttal because everyone's always like, well, Batman don't even have powers; he just has gadgets.
Mhm.
The new Spider-Man, that's all he has too. He has all the Stark's gadgets. He has
Nah.
the web slingers. He doesn't have any physical. Take away the suit, he doesn't have powers.
Yeah, he
which
does.
is Batman.
No, that's the whole thing. He does have powers. He just doesn't have webbing. Like, he created the webbing because he's like a scientific genius. Another point for Peter Parker, but he's like a scientific genius. So he created this web stuff that could like stick to any surface.
But if he doesn't have it, that's my point. He's just Peter Parker.
No, Nah, he can still climb on walls and stuff. He's got the
Yeah, with
senses, the super strength, and everything that comes with it.
I don't know. Maybe I got to refresh my Spider-Man
Come on,
memory.
bro.
Because OG Peter Parker, we're talking Tobey Maguire.
Come
That
on,
one,
bro.
yeah.
Don't say that name in vain. That's crazy.
Because that one, he could climb the wall with no suit or with the suit, don't matter.
Mhm.
And he could actually shoot the web from his body.
Mhm.
New Spider-Man, from my knowledge, from what I understand, is all gadgets. So if you
Nah,
don't have the suit or his gadgets or Stark, he's just Peter Parker.
Nah, that's wrong. That's wrong. He's got all the other things except web slinging. So the webs, all that shit, that's artificial. But the wall clinging and the super strength and the Spidey sense, that's all him because he got bit by the spider.
I got to refresh on that.
And if you want to go Miles Morales with the Venom strike and everything, he's got like electric powers on top of his Spidey shit.
Okay, yeah. Miles, see, you can change your argument. Miles, I fuck with.
That's Spider-Man. That's all the same.
I don't know.
It's new generation, but it's
That's
still
what- yeah, okay.
Spider-Man, technically.
All right, give or take. I guess we can agree to disagree.
All right.
Batman whooped that ass.
Batman got a better whip. I say that.
brand new whip, got
Yeah,
no
he got better
keys.
place. Like my boy Spidey still living with Aunt May. Dog.
That's another reason.
Billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne.
Batman
is
got
living.
hoes. That's another thing.
Batman do got the
Spider-Man
hoes.
ain't.
Spider-Man got one. He got a solid one.
That ain't a hoe though. That's
he got
his
a
girl.
5-star chick. Mary
That's
Jane.
different
And
though.
her name Mary Jane.
Don't know
you
what you
love Mary
heard
Jane.
about me. Cause I'm a motherfucking PIMP.
Oh,
It's
that's where we
Batman.
was going.
Yeah.
I'm acting like I didn't hear that. That was crazy.
We can leave it at that.
Who got the better theme song? Oh.
Honestly,
Mm.
that's tough though, cause I don't remember the Spider-Man. We're talking about cartoons now, right? Like
Spider-Man,
WB.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
does whatever a spider can. Come on, bro. Then you got the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun Batman. Who's got the better one, bro?
I don't remember. I can't pick
It's
on
close.
that one, honestly.
It's close.
It's close.
Who got the better suit? Ooh.
Batman.
We're talking regular stock suits, so you can't go for like the big, like the
See that-
mecha machine he used against Superman and
No,
all that
no,
shit.
that's whack.
regular, like
That's whack.
base model.
I don't support any Batman that's not Christian Bale.
That's the one too. That's the one I respect the most.
That's what I'm
too.
saying.
Yeah.
He killed that role of Batman. I don't like this new, what is it, Ben Affleck shit?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
looks like him, but
Yeah, fuck all that
Yeah, he
shit.
ain't
Ben
got the
Affleck,
persona.
just don't even make the movies.
But back
Do
to
us
the
a favor.
costume. Don't try to change the subject because Spider-Man about to win.
But okay, so here's what I was trying to specify though. We got to narrow it down to what era we're talking about. Because like you said, there's Ben Affleck Batman,
Mhm.
and that was trash, and there's Christian Bale Batman, and that suit was fire. So it's like you got to pick a Spider-Man. Which one are you talking about? There's a black suit Spider-Man. There's Peter Parker Spider-Man. There's new Spider-Man.
I'm going with
There's
Andrew
the Avengers.
Garfield.
Andrew, who the fuck is Andrew
That's
Garfield?
the middle Spider-Man. It was Toby. It's Tom Holland, and in the middle was Andrew Garfield. I was about to say Garcia.
He out by default.
His
I thought
movies actually weren't bad because I saw him after Toby. I was like, this ain't Spider-Man. I ain't watching this shit. But now that I got noted, like I was just like scanning cable and shit, and it was on. So I was like, all right, let me just watch and see what it's talking about. It was actually not bad.
I'll have to look into that. I never even heard. I didn't even know there was another middle Spider-Man
Andrew
between them. I
Garfield,
thought
like
it
the-
was Toby Holland. I don't
You
know.
remember
I'm out
that.
on him.
What
I can't.
rock you been under?
If
dog?
I don't know who he is, I can't say nothing on him. So I can't say nothing positive, nothing negative.
Well, then Toby, dog. Black suit Spidey. You know the vibes.
That's fire.
All
That black suit hit different.
right, man.
Football.
Once
Football.
again, COVID has done it again, postponing a couple games because of its presence on our football fields, man. The Broncos versus Patriots game has to be postponed because of players testing positive for coronavirus. Also, the Titans?
Yeah, the Titans, this is the second week where they have another game pushed back. Last week, their game was originally supposed to be played, I think, on Sunday, and they ended up making it a doubleheader on Monday. And then this week, same thing. Their game is pushed back to Tuesday at 4 p.m. So it's the second week in a row. The Titans have had a total of 24 positive tests in the last 2 weeks.
Ooh.
So they're just getting hit hard. And it begs the question to, at some point, either the Titans players aren't taking it serious or the protocols within the organization aren't serious. But I mean, that's tough. 2 weeks in a row. I mean, because you got to consider these football teams are going out there, and the Patriots and the Broncos, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a positive test, the NFL requires you to shut down your facilities. So no one's practicing during these times where, teams are getting positive tests. So everything's being done through Zoom. And football is a physical sport. You have your coaches' playbooks and everything. So I can assume it's pretty difficult to get a team ready for, this week's game.
Yeah.
And then not even to consider, so you have teams that are still testing positive, and the NFL is still just like, let's not cancel, let's just push it back.
Mhm.
I don't really see the big difference between the Titans playing, Sunday to Tuesday. I don't know what's the 2-day difference 48 hours going to really, do.
Yeah, I didn't understand that with the Patriots last week.
It's the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were, I guess, last minute there. Okay, that was really interesting because the Patriots, the NFL is just doing a shitty job at this, I think.
Mhm.
Because the Patriots basically flew out on 2 separate planes. One plane had everybody who had basically had 0 contact with Cam Newton, who was the first positive test in the Patriots.
Okay, defense.
And the second plane had, I think, 5 to 10 players who had been around Cam. So there was basically a potential sketchy plane and a non-sketchy plane. They sent out both, and then players who were on the sketchy plane still played. And the next morning, one of the players, Stephon Gilmore, the cornerback,
Mhm.
who was on the sketchy plane, test positive, and he was very close to the Chiefs quarterback, Pat Mahomes.
Not P. Mahomes.
Luckily,
That's sabotage.
they have. I mean, the Chiefs just played right now. They lost to the Raiders.
Oh, you said the Chiefs just lost to the Raiders?
Yeah,
I didn't even see that. Damn.
the
Chiefs
Chiefs gave up 40
to the Raiders?
to the Raiders. It's been good.
The Super Bowl champion
Yeah,
Chiefs.
just gave up 40 to the Raiders.
Wow.
Took an L. So I just thought that whole situation where the Patriots sending out 2 different planes with a potential group that had been exposed to COVID and around Cam actually got sent out and actually got put on the field. So at this point, what do you think? Do you think it's upon the teams to change and upgrade or do more for their COVID testing, or is it all in the NFL? Because the NFL seems to just be like, let's push it back.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like this NFL season probably shouldn't have happened entirely. It's still too early to know. And, like, if players can't play through coronavirus, it's no way that this season will go about being any types of regular. Overall, maybe it was a bad decision to begin the NFL this season. Maybe it should have been pushed back just like the NBA season was. And, like, the NBA kind of laid out a lot of the rules for what to expect from athletes during this situation. So I honestly feel like we won't make it to the end of the season because this will just keep popping up, and the more teams you play, the more contact you made, and eventually it'll be the entire NFL testing positive for coronavirus. So honestly, I can't blame the NFL for wanting to start because they got to make their money. However, maybe it was just too soon.
I think so. I think another issue that I got into or that I came up upon was, I guess there was an opt-out period where you had to decide prior to the season if you were going to stay in or stay out.
Mhm.
And I guess that was your only chance to opt out due to COVID. So I think they were looking, the NFL Players Association was looking into seeing like if they're going to be given or if they can work out a second date to where players can potentially opt out. Because I know the MLB, you were able to opt out at any point. I mean, we had players that, like, I think it was the Brewers, their center fielder.
Mhm.
I think it was, I don't know, let's say whatever day it was where there was some positive tests on the team. The next day he said, I'm out.
Wow.
Midseason. So at this point, I don't know if the NFL just needs to put the season on hold and do a bubble, because the bubble's the only thing that's really going to work at this point.
That's a lot of people in the bubble.
Not only that, I just don't think it's practical because we're so early in the season. The
Mhm.
bubble worked for the NBA because, I mean, the season was, I'd say, 3/4 of the way done,
Mhm.
and then they went into the bubble and then playoffs.
Mhm.
So that's doable because you got to consider, everyone has a family and whatnot. But I mean, either way, I don't know the solution. I don't know what's the next step, but the NFL is just something's got to give at some point, or we're gonna end up with nothing at all.
True, I agree, but I'm not necessarily mad at the NFL.
No, definitely not. I'm enjoying, Sunday. There's games all the time now,
Mhm.
and I think October's my favorite month.
Come on,
We
now,
got-
OVO crew.
We
God,
got
I told you.
this year we got NBA finals in October. We got October baseball and then football at the same time. What? What?
You missed? You don't think you're missing anything?
What I miss? I said basketball,
Mhm.
baseball,
Mhm.
football.
Mm.
What missing? You talking about tennis?
Close.
All right, bro. I'm drawing a blank here. What you got?
The birth of JB, dog.
Oh, my
How
goodness.
could you? But yeah, I just had to take a moment for narcissism. Back to your point.
Either way, though, like you said, it would suck to see if this season ends
Okay.
off, due to COVID reasons.
All right, let's take them to the bridge, you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us once again. This has been the Love Hour with your boy Mike and also JB. Mike was doing a lot of the heavy lifting today, but I had him in the background with that soothing voice and bass. You know that. So, ladies, and I guess gentlemen, if you brought them with you, we are over and out once again this week, and stay lovely out there, you guys and gals, you foxy mamas and you cool cats, especially the ladies.
Engine number 9 on the New York Transit line. If my train goes off the track,